Okay, boys and girls, in this video, we're going to be looking at how this very important level of support is going to make you a lot of money. So without further ado, let's jump right into the video. And what we're going to do is we're going to focus on the Bitcoin chart on the weekly time frame. Okay, why are we doing that? Because it's always very, very good to zoom out. Okay, very good to zoom out. So what we're looking at right now is basically from the beginning of this current bull cycle to where it is right now. As you can see, the volume during the beginning of the bull cycle is actually very, very high because that's where the whales are throwing their money in. Yeah, wouldn't be surprised that the whales know what they're doing. They're gonna put a lot of money at the beginning of the bull cycle, so they're gonna buy really low and they're gonna sell really, really high. Okay, that's what they're gonna look at. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to quickly open up MACD. So in this channel, we do nothing complex. So I'm just going to go and look at MACD. All right, so open up MACD. And we're going to look at sort of what has happened in the recent time. So what we're going to do is we're going to look at this period here, the most recent period, where there has been a very long period of that sideways consolidation. If you've been in crypto for a while, you'll be able to understand that there's been a very boring period of consolidation sitting in that 72,000 to like $52,000 mark. That was obviously the region of previous high, and it was sort of just dilly-dallying around it until it gained enough momentum to then shoot above to the 100,000, which we have prayed for since the beginning of time, I guess. Especially in the early 2020s, you know, the bull market that we've had. So what actually happened in that situation is in the leg up, we've actually seen a sort of the volume reduce in the MACD, the line crossing over downwards, right? And so and from there, we've actually spent a period of sideways action. We're actually going through the same thing. The volume is moving down, and then the crossover is happening from the top with the MACD. Okay, that's as simple as that I'm going to put it, and that's what we're going to see. And I suspect that we're going to actually see a sideways momentum. We're going to see, I think, the volatility also quite increase as well, just like we've seen. So the volatility is obviously increasing. As it moves on, there's a big downfall here as well. It's like it's literally just teasing you. Are we going to go up or not, basically? So this kind of movement is obviously going to be clearing the longs in terms of liquidations and stuff like that, and it's basically going to carry the rest of the people through. So that's what's going to happen, and it's also important to note the period of it. So this one is around about that March 2024, March, and this is around about the October. So this is a whole some period of about 8 months or so, 8 months. Okay, and the same thing is going to happen here. So we're in, you know, December 2024, 8 months, around the October, around about August, September mark, and I think from there is when we're going to then have another leg up. Okay, so in a way, it kind of paints a flag, and it's gonna go up again. So I suspect that that's gonna end us up around that 140 to about the $150,000 mark, possibly towards December this year, and then after that December, probably experiencing a bear market from there. The stars aren't quite aligning yet for us to say, oh look, there's, you know, we've entered the bear market. We're not really seeing those trends yet. We haven't actually seen the actual Bollinger Bands actually turn from an upward trend to a downward trend yet, and so we still actually have a bit of a bullish momentum in there, and there's a lot of shrimp activity going on, and so that's what's happening in the weekly time frame. So what is it about the money making right now that we can actually make money with? So well, that's where we're going to look at the 4-hour chart. We're going to zoom in, and some of the lines that I've drawn are going to start to make a bit more sense. Okay, so all right, let's bring it up to the chart where we are right now. Okay, so currently we've actually seen a test of this level very much so. So recently there has been a very big, I'm just going to delete some of these things. I'm going to remove the MACD. I'm going to pay more attention on the RSI at the moment. So in the 4-hour chart, we've actually been able to see the graph make higher highs, right? Higher highs. Behaving in this channel, moving around in this channel very well, broke the channel, tested the channel, and then now we're below the channel, and arguably we're forming a channel that is forming downwards. So if we actually look at a larger time frame around about that 12-hour mark here, okay, in the 12-hour chart, we're actually seeing that a new channel potentially is forming where it is making a lower high and a lower low potentially. Okay, lower high and a lower low. Okay, that means the trend has changed. As you can see, the middle of the Bollinger Band has changed, and what's brought about that bearish momentum is because of the bearish divergence. Okay, that's something that we learn in this channel. So the price is forming higher highs, but the RSI is forming lower lows. So this is called a bearish divergence. And at the very peak, we've seen the trend actually reverse, and now we're actually getting the price action to move in the downwards fashion. In the 12-hour chart, I mean, that candle has to close first, but in the 4-hour chart, yes, and we're still waiting for that candle to close as well. We actually have had a very, very important level of support at this price action here, $92,000 to about $91,000 mark here. We've seen that it has been tested multiple times before. 1, okay, 2, okay, I'll count these 2 as well, 3, 4, and then 5, 6. Okay, so this is a support that we weren't able to break, and that's about the $91,000 mark, and we are here at the moment. And why do we keep going there? And that's where we pay attention to the liquidation map. So there's a lot of longs at the moment. We're hitting those levels, it's going to liquidate a lot of longs, and those orders, those liquidation is always going to act as a bit of a magnet for price actions to follow. So we're going to see a price action in here. Once it liquidates a lot of those longs, then maybe we'll start to move up again. Okay, now, but there is a downward momentum, and obviously with that downfall, you know, things like, you know, XRP, for example, you know, I'm going to make a video on this again, but we thought it was going to break above the channel, but it looks like it's just going to be a fake out. And obviously Bitcoin has a very, very big impact onto the rest of the crypto altcoins. I'll be making a video on XRP as well, so if you're interested in that, do pay attention, and watch out for the video uploads today. And so if you would like to make these trades, right? So obviously it's following the trend. It's obviously just cleared up above it. We're sitting on RSI nice and low. And so we see in the very, very short term, price action move up. So what I'll be doing is I'll activate a trade here at it's a long trade with a stop loss, or if you're the type of person that has a bit of bulls, then the next level of support is happening around that $86,000 mark, and I'll be averaging down as it goes to that level as well. Okay, so that's basically how you do your trade setups. And when you do activate a trade down here, you got to risk the right amount of money. Of course, you can't just, you know, wipe out your liquidation, you know, liquidate your entire account. Once it gets to that level, then I will be looking at dollar cost averaging into these positions, so that if the price action was to fall to this level and go back up, the position that you made here wouldn't make any money, but the position that you activated here would be making money. Does that make sense? So, and once that's made a bit of money there, you would then, you know, take off the profits, move the stop loss to this level, so that you cannot to this level, so that you cannot lose any more money. So if it was to then climb up again to a certain level, then it will. But the way I see this playing out in the medium to long term is that we're gonna see sideways action like this, and that is an opportunity for you to make money. And of course, the best way to do that is by going to the link in the description below. So description below, you'll be able to see this link, and there are bonuses. And to be honest, okay, Bitunix has hooked us up. Okay, if you put your deposit and actually trade with it, you're gonna get $20 USDT. 20% futures bonus is what you're gonna get. Making 20% gain on trades is hard enough, but they're hooking you up so that you can have a better experience trading. We this campaign period is only for the next 30 days, so I really highly recommend that you start now. The reason why we like Bitunix is that Bitunix is a no KYC exchange. Okay, so anybody in the world, whether you're watching this from the United States or Australia or in Korea, you can sign up to Bitunix right now and start trading straight away. You can on-ramp your USDT from other exchanges, but put it on here. This is where you make the profits, and this is where you can trade. The liquidity on this platform is incredible. There's a lot of liquidity on this platform. We've got some of the biggest whales trading on this platform without any liquidity issues at all, without bumping up the prices and things like that. And the commission is incredibly low. The fees that you pay is incredibly low compared to other exchanges also. This is why this is the preferred exchange. You obviously see me do a lot of copy trading coverage as well. So if you're interested in doing copy trades as well, do stay tuned within the channel. And this is another benefit that you can take from trading on Bitunix as well. A very, very fast growing exchange, Bitunix. I'm actually going to check out Bitunix coin market cap to see where it is ranking at the moment. So Bitunix trade volumes are very high. Ranked also incredibly high as well, with tons of pairs on offer. You know, spot trading volume in the 24 hours is about 1 billion and about 100 million in assets, which is awesome. Up to 225x leverage, so there's plenty of room to play with as well. We got plenty of pairs as well. I normally go to the derivative exchanges, and that's what I look at. Okay, where do we see Bitunix ranked 29? So it's doing very, very well. 266 number of pairs available. And obviously the fees, you know, are very, very low at the moment, which is awesome. Okay, that being said, go and check out the link in the description below. This is the only place, this is the only link you'll be able to have access to these bonuses. So jump right into it. Why not make a start? No point drawing all these lines in the charts and, you know, and mucking around, you know, looking at charts and analyzing if you don't actually bloody execute a trade. So go ahead, have some fun with it. And at the moment, like, Bitcoin is just playing out so well. Like, you know, people, this kind of channel is how you make money on trading. Okay, this is good. And right now, there's a lot of traders in the market because, and for that reason, there's a lot of liquidity. So it makes trading, you know, Bitcoin very, very safe, especially on exchanges like Bitunix. So that's how I would be setting up my trades at the moment. Go check out the link in the description and jump into Bitunix. Now, so it's going to be, it looks like it's going to sort of bounce out ahead of this. Obviously, look for a confirmation for a bounce before you do it. However, the trend, okay, obviously is a downward trend. Okay? It's a downward trend. It's already formed to some extent. So a short trade is probably what you want to be aiming towards. But if you've got some balls, yeah, enter a long trade and see what happens, right? And, you know, in the longer time frames, it can actually give you a bit of a clue as to how the price action is going to move. It's obviously at the edge of what we call, this is called the Bollinger Bands. So it's obviously going to be then, you know, it's going to want to bounce out of the Bollinger Bands, at least in the short term as well. So if you want to lock in those short term gains, then this is what's available. We may see that now that it's broken below the Bollinger Bands, okay? So every time it breaks the Bollinger Bands like that, there's obviously a bit of a checkpoint and then it goes down. But there is some sort of like support and resistance from these lines as well. So it's broken above, it's broken below. So if it does clear back up, wherever the Bollinger Band plays out, it's going to then bounce back down from it, okay? Unless it does break over it. So so the level to which you can then enter into another short trade would be a level here, okay? When it does touch the Bollinger Band one more time. Okay, so that way then we can capture some of the shorts, but understand that it's going to be a choppy sideways action for the interim, for the medium to long term, and capture the longs from the bottom end and capture the shorts from the top end. That will be able to lock you in with the profits. Okay, like, share, subscribe. See you in the next video. Peace.